Whether you're a beginner or an advanced Chinese speaker, you've got to know how to end a conversation smoothly, or things can get kind of awkward. That's why I've put together this guide with some common and not so common phrases you can use at the end of an interaction with a Chinese person, so you can not only avoid ever feeling awkward or like a dumb foreigner when you need to leave, but also leave an awesome impression on people. Now, if you've been learning Chinese for any length of time, you already know the basic goodbyes. There's 再见, which literally translates to again, see, and can be used for pretty much any situation, formal or casual. Then of course there's the far more casual bye bye, or just bye for short.
Bye bye.
好，拜拜。
Then there's 明天见, see you tomorrow, or literally 明天 tomorrow, 见 see.
明天见。
明天见。
And then of course we have 下次见. 下次 means next time, and 见 again means see.
下次见。
好，拜拜。
This one is a personal favorite of mine. 回头 means to turn your head, and 见. So here it's kind of saying a far more casual see you later or see you when I see you kind of vibe.
回头见。
So you should use this one when there's not really any expected meeting time in the future. But if you are going to see someone later that day, you can use 一会儿见. 一会儿 means a while or a little while. So 一会儿见 is saying see you in a little while or see you soon. So for example, in this clip, the man is about to enter a competition and he will see the lady in the clip afterwards.
等你凯旋。
一会儿见。
一会儿见。
If you ever get the feeling that an interaction is sort of naturally coming to a close and you want to get out, you might want to say something like 好 or 行. Both of these kind of mean right. It's kind of that way of getting ready to leave. And you might follow this up with 我走了, I'm leaving, or I'm off.
行，我走了，干嘛去？
And you can also add a 那 in there before the 我走了, which again kind of softens it slightly and adds a kind of right, I'm off kind of feel.
那我走了。
那我走了。
Now you can make this more polite by adding a 先 in there. 我先走了. 先 means first, and so it's kind of like saying, out of the people here, I'm going to be the first to leave, and I'm just letting everyone know that. So in this next clip, the lady goes one step further by addressing the others appropriately by their title or name, and then saying 我还有事儿. 我还有事儿. 我还 is I still, and 有事儿 have a thing that I need to do. And then she says 我先走了.
叔叔，小雨，我还有事儿，我先走了啊。
So go ahead and try that combination out if you want to leave an interaction early. Oh, and by the way, I go into a little bit more detail on how to actually address Chinese people appropriately in this video on how to say sorry in Chinese. Now, when you do leave a situation, it's common to hear the phrase 慢走, which literally means slow leave and means basically take care on the way out as you leave.
好的，好的，好，您慢走。哎，好。哦，好的，好的，好，您慢走。哎，好。
好。再见，慢走。
Now, it's polite to say this to pretty much anyone really, just to show care, and it's really appropriate for older people as they're leaving for obvious reasons. So you wouldn't really use 慢走 with people that are very close to you, that you sort of see every day or very, very regularly, that are very close family. So for example, my wife would never really say 慢走 to her own mother, but she might say it to like a more distant uncle that she sees rarely. Oh, and if you really want to show care, by the way, you can add a on the end after you say this. So you could say 慢走啊, and you can add this on the end of lots of different phrases just to add that flavor to it, add a sense of really sincere care to what you're saying. Now, when you have Chinese guests in your home or somewhere where maybe you're hosting some sort of event of some kind, it's very customary to always see them out, even if they're close friends or family. So if they're leaving, you should stand up and see them out. So this action in Chinese is known as song, to song someone. But although this is really common, it's kind of like the standard way of doing things, it's absolutely fine if you're obviously super busy, like putting the kids to bed, or if it's terrible weather outside, or if it's really late and everyone's tired. It's absolutely fine not to see them out, but if you're not going to see them out for whatever reason, you should always say something like 我不送你了, I won't see you out, or 我就不送你了。
严记者，不好意思，我得赶回去开会，我就不送你了啊。
我就不送你了啊。
So that's absolutely fine to do, but just make sure you do say this if you're not going to see them out, because it will come across as kind of a bit rude.
小轩啊，我不送你了啊，你回去吧。
Now, it's also super common, especially for older people, to tell them not to see you out as well, so as not to bother them. You know, they're old. So as they go to see you out, which they will do, you can say, 别送了，别送了, like don't see me out, or you can say 留步.
行了，留步吧。
Or even more impressive, 您留步. 您 is the polite form of you in Chinese. Now, just be prepared, you might say this to them and they'll most likely still see you out anyway, but man, will you leave an amazing impression on them if you do this. Now, by this point, if you've followed my advice, you'll already have them just like in absolute awe at your amazing Chinese ability and your understanding of Chinese culture. But as if this wasn't enough, if it's the evening, you could also add in 早点休息吧, or 早点休息. And this roughly translates as rest early or get some rest. And it's just another way of saying good evening or good night, but just again, showing care in a very polite and nice way, which is super common in Chinese culture. So this can be used in all kinds of situations with pretty much anybody, not just old people, and will often be followed up with the very common 晚安, good night.
早点休息吧。晚安。
Although you don't have to look into the other person's eyes romantically like that, certainly not for that long anyway, just so you know. Another similar one to 早点休息吧 is 照顾好自己. 照顾 is to take care of something, and 好 means well, and 自己 means yourself. So you're literally saying, take care of yourself well. 照顾好自己. Now, not always, but often, this phrase is used by older people to address younger people.
照顾好自己。
Although in this clip, you can see it's used by people of roughly the same age, and the lady adds 可得 before the phrase to turn it into something more like you really must take care of yourself. 你可得照顾好自己.
深夜，你可得照顾好自己啊！
好，我知道啦。
深夜，你可得照顾好自己啊。
Now, while we're on this topic of showing care when saying goodbye in Chinese, I've got two more really cool phrases that you will use at some point. So if somebody is leaving by car, then you can say 路上小心. 路上 means on the road, and 小心 means small heart, which translates as be careful.
走了吧？妈，走了。
行，快走吧。
路上小心啊！
So 路上小心 means be careful, on the road, drive safely, basically. And finally, if they are leaving to go on a trip, you can try 一路顺风. 一路 means entire journey, and 顺风 means favorable winds. So basically saying, have a nice trip. I hope that all of your journey has favorable winds that go in the right direction and stuff.
一路顺风。
So the phrases that we've covered so far are awesome. They'll pretty much cover any situation you need. Try them in combination, have fun with them, and just get out there and start impressing people. Now, for this little bonus section, let's go through some lesser known but rather impressive sounding Mandarin phrases for ending a conversation. So if you're in a situation where you've just bumped into someone, you're engaging in some quick small talk, and then you're off, well, this is the perfect situation to add in 有空再聊, 有空. When we have time, 再聊, let's talk again. So let's talk again when we have time.
不好意思，咖啡快凉了，我拿去给昂提，空了再聊。好的，再见，再见。
两题，空了再聊。
Now, as someone that doesn't really like small talk that much, I use this quite a bit to get out of interactions. So, 我还有事儿， 有空再聊啊. You notice I add that 我还有事儿, I have a thing, 有空再聊, let's talk again at some point in the future. Probably never. And then I added a to make it more caring and sincere on the end there. Next, I'd like to share with you a few common ways of ending interactions in more formal situations, like if you're in a business meeting or maybe a networking event, or if you're in a family event with lots of important family members that you want to impress and you don't want to embarrass yourself in front of. So first, you could try out 再会, or literally again meet, which is just another word for goodbye.
直接通知我，再会。
And then there are these two really quick phrases that contain the word connect in Chinese, 联系. The first is 再联系, literally again connect, or let's connect again.
行，再联系，我就不送了啊。
谢谢你，吴姐姐啊。
再联系。
And the next one is 保持联系. 保持 means to maintain. So you're saying, let's stay in contact again, maintain contact.
行，明白。来，保持联系。保持联系。
So those three are great for ending interactions quickly if you're like networking or something like that and you want to move on to the next person and continue to build those contacts. Now, if you're in a business meeting and you have to leave for a second, or if you're just, again, an important family meeting, something quite formal, you can just say 失陪一下. So 失, this character, means to lose, and 陪 means to accompany someone. So it's like saying, basically, you're losing my company for 一下, for a moment. 失陪一下.
啊，对不起，失陪一下。不好意思啊，失陪一下，我去一下洗手间。
Now, if you're not just leaving for a moment, but you're leaving this situation entirely, and it's quite a formal situation, then you might say 失陪了. So that 了 indicates a change.
失陪了。
你们两个先进去，我还要招待其他客人。失陪了。
Now, if you're on the phone with someone that you know well and you're, say, catching up, you can say 就这样, which translates roughly as that's that then.
好，
就这样。
就这样. Just this way.
行啊。就这样。
Or you can say 挂了啊.
挂了啊。
挂了. 挂 means to hang up, so it's literally hang. I'm hanging up now. And you can actually combine these together. 就这样,挂了啊. Although for a standard conversation on the phone, you'll probably end it something like this. 好,拜拜. 好,拜拜. 挂了啊. So what we've covered today will get you through 99% of situations where you need to end an interaction, and you're going to be able to do it now without ever feeling awkward or weird, and in fact, you're going to impress the heck out of Chinese people. So go out there and experiment, have fun with them. Oh, and if you want to learn how to begin a conversation, go ahead and check out this video I made for you right here.